Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglind, and today is Saturday, February 8th, 2020, and we are broadcasting live from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks the beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located right here in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It's a cold but sunny day here in February, and we are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to improve your quality of life, including wellness and health care, elder care, even end-of-life care, and of course, caregiver support. Now, we are adding new listeners to the show each week, and thank you for letting us know you are listening by leaving a voice or text message on our radio show phone number, which is 612-999-3426. And you can do that anytime, 24/7, throughout the week, anytime. Please leave us a message. Let us know you're listening, or give us any suggestions on topics or guests you'd like to have on the show. Now, last week we did hear from Claire in Minneapolis, Dave in Woodbury, and Audrey in Richfield. Thank you so much for the kind messages. We always appreciate hearing from you. Now, we welcome your questions and comments and suggestions. It's great to hear some of the things that you guys are either struggling with or have a great interest in hearing more about. Let us know what that is. And we will get those topics or guests on the show for you. So again, we're here to help you improve your quality of life. Now, for all the new listeners out there, the purpose of this radio show is to bring you the specialists, experts, and people with a passion for helping others to provide insights and recommendations on how to navigate the complexities and challenges of managing both you and your family's health and quality of life. We also have a special focus on our aging population and how we can help you and your loved ones prepare for the various stages of life's transitions. In addition, we provide helpful information for the caregivers who, as you know, are essential in supporting our aging population. Well, today, folks, another great show. Joining me in studio is Marisarah and Cody Larvick. They are the co-owners of Billie's Choice. This is a local provider of in-home senior care services, and we will be talking about the benefits of using in-home care services to improve the quality of life for you and your loved one. Now, we received several questions about last week's show with Blair Ferguson. Now, Blair is the Vice President and General Manager for Lifeway Mobility, and Lifeway specializes in helping people stay mobile by providing solutions to make your home safe and accessible. For more information about Lifeway Mobility Solutions, call Blair at 651-462-3444 or visit them online at lifewaymobility.com. Now, of course, I want to mention you can find all of our recordings for all of our shows on the AM 950 website by going to the AM 950 web page and clicking the on-demand button and then clicking on our show logo, which is Living Healthy and Aging Well. Now, there are two ways to get your questions answered. The first one is calling the radio station and talking to our friendly and talented show producer, Sam Turnberg. You'll be able to ask your question live on the air, again, by calling the radio station's phone number. That's 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Or if you prefer, you can directly text us your question to our radio show phone that I have right here in the studio. And that number is 612-999-3426. Once again, 612-999-3426. So, to ask your question live on the air, call 952-946-6205, or to text us your question, 612-999-3426. Now, we'll get those numbers out throughout the show. So again, please, folks, don't wait until the show has ended to call in or text us your questions. We receive many of the same questions left on our radio show phone well after the show has ended. So please feel free, give us a call or a text during the show if you have a question. All right. Well, we are looking forward to a great show today. Let's start by introducing our guests here today. Joining me in studio is Marisarah and Cody Larvick. They are the co-owners of Billie's Choice. Now, Billie's Choice is a local provider of in-home senior care services, and we're going to be talking about the benefits of using in-home care services and how that can improve the quality of life for not only the person being cared for, but also the family, because it takes the pressure off the family in knowing that someone there who is skillful and is an expert at taking care of people is in the home doing that for you. So anyway, welcome to the show, Marisarah and Cody.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, this will be a lot of fun. We work with in-home care companies a lot in partnership with our medical practice, and it's a great benefit. And yet many people really have a lot of questions about what's involved in that type of care. But before we get into all that, the audience loves to learn about who these guests are that come on the show. So Marisarah, why don't you give us a little background about you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Marisarah, and I'm a graduate from Minnesota State University Mankato, their nursing program. I've been practicing as a nurse for the last, 11 years now, mostly emergency room. Spent many years working in the ER down in Mankato, and then when we moved up to the metro area, have been working at St. Francis and Shakopee. So still currently employed there, very part-time. So yeah, I come with a lot of great background, and working in the ER every day, I definitely saw the need for seniors in the community, and not even necessarily seniors, just the patients we serve. You always wonder what happens when they go home. You don't always feel 100% comfortable when you discharge them and you send them out with their family member or in a wheelchair van or in a taxi, and it just always kind of stuck with me. So that's why we're really excited to start Billie's Choice and be able to help help clients in their homes.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk a lot more about that here in the rest of the show. Cody, give us your background.
Yeah, so my name is Cody Larvick. Also went to Minnesota State in Mankato, where met this little filly over here. Got my degree in marketing and management. Grew up on a small farm in southern Minnesota. Still in the ag industry. I work for CHS in the commodities there. So wanted to do something together here, and we've always had something to plan on doing something together. So we put this together, and I do what she tells me to. I do some of the back office stuff when I can help after I'm done with work, and do what she tells me. That's my role right now.
That's great. Well, I'll tell you, it really helps to have a nursing background.
Yeah.
We are seeing just an explosion of needs as our population ages, and we are, as a nation, retiring 10,000 people a day. And we've had several discussions on this show in the past about the fact that over the next 8 to 10 years, we'll have more people that are age 65 and over than we will age 18 and under for the first time in our nation's history. And not only is that nationwide, but also it's a very preponderance of it here in Minnesota. And so with the Minnesota State Demographers Department, we've had them on the show, and it's a big deal. And here's a unique thing is, we are living longer. We'll see how long that continues here. But we are able to keep people alive longer. But what that then puts stress on then is the caregiving side. Yeah. And as you mentioned earlier, as you discharge people from the hospital with all types of different situations, you wonder, what are they going home to? Yep. And we get the panicked calls in our practice saying, oh boy, mom just fell and broke her hip, and then they realize they can't necessarily do a lot to her because she's got a heart issue, and all of a sudden things cascade or escalate really quickly, and they say, what do we do? And we were given your number to call and get some advice or resources for, and it's tough at that point to be thinking through, well, gosh, what do we do now? And we'll talk about this, is that the majority of Americans, 88 to 90%, want to remain in their homes. And yet sometimes it's either impractical or it's impossible given the current condition or their situation with their health. So we're going to explore a lot more about how what you guys are doing can help people with that goal of staying independent, staying in their home, and yet allowing their family members to still have their own lives going forward. So give me a quick rundown as to why Billie's Choice. How did Billie's Choice come about?
When we decided Cody's always kind of had that entrepreneur mindset, and we knew that we wanted to build a business and take on that huge responsibility. So we dug really deep when we decided we were going to do in-home care and leverage kind of my nursing and just dive into this. We really thought long and hard. And my mom, I helped my mom take care of my grandma Wilma. Everyone called her Billie. And we decided to name the company after her because I helped take care of her as she was aging. I helped my mom take care of her. I actually worked at the nursing home she was at. And the nights I was at work, my mom didn't feel like she had to check in on her to kind of ease that burden. And Cody's mom recently was the primary caregiver to her family, or her mom. Same thing. Now she's transitioned to a nursing home as well. But we just really saw the need with our family members. And but Billie is who we named it after.
All right, we'll be right back to continue that conversation. Please stay with us.
I'm attorney Rachel Schroman of Schroman Law, and I've got you covered. I provide trusted legal advice in wills and trusts, supplemental and special needs trusts, powers of attorney, healthcare directives, probate, financing long-term care, medical assistance planning, and prenuptial and postnuptial agreements. These are areas of law that are intensely personal in nature, and I don't take the responsibility of providing counsel around such issues lightly. Learn more at schromanlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
Tom Hartman here for All Energy Solar. One of the myths about solar is that you save more if you wait, but waiting to switch can actually cost you more. While tax rebates make solar affordable, those rebates are often limited and decrease over time. So when you wait, you risk losing some of the incentives that make solar so easy to afford today. And besides, the sooner you get your all-energy solar system, the sooner you reduce or even eliminate that high electricity bill. Make the switch today at allenergysolar.com.
Located just north of 50th and France, the Great Wall Restaurant has provided a delicious taste of authentic Chinese cuisine since 1981. Specializing in Szechuan and Peking dishes, they offer one of the most extensive menus in the Twin Cities. Favorites include hot and sour soup, pan-fried dumplings, and mushu pork with homemade Chinese pancakes. Stop by their Edina location or call for takeout at 952-927-4439. See the full menu at greatwallrestaurant.us.
This is Ellie Krug from Ellie 2.0 Radio on Mondays from 7 to 8 a.m. Many listeners know that I founded Human Inspiration Works, LLC, which trains on human inclusivity and on how to be welcoming to diverse humans. Today, organizations of all sizes find that they need to train team members on diversity and inclusion. I can do that. Many say that my trainings change the way they see the world. I'd love to help make your organization more welcoming. For more information, go to humaninspirationworks.com. Thank you.
Moe's Tax Service, family-owned and operated since 1971, providing a full spectrum of tax preparation and associated services. Think about it. Why would you take your most important financial information to a franchise operation with a cheap basic package that goes up dramatically once you're in the door? You can find out all you need to know about Moe's by visiting www.moestax.com. That's MOHS tax.com. Or call them at 612-721-2026. Don't be a blockhead. Go to the professionals at Moe's Tax Service.
With all the convenient big box stores that sell appliances, why do so many Minnesotans choose Warner Stellian? Check online to learn that Warner Stellian is a Minnesota family-owned business for over 60 years. Warner Stellian sells more brands than anyone else, and our passionate specialists are committed to impressing you so much that you'll refer us to everyone you know. That's our mission here at Warner Stellian. Ask around, check us out online, and when it's your time to buy appliances, join over 300,000 Minnesota homeowners and choose the specialists, Warner Stellian.
Okay, welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today in the main studio here at AM 950 is Marisarah and Cody Larvick. They are the co-owners of Billie's Choice. Now, Billie's Choice is a local provider of in-home senior care services, and we are talking about the benefits of using in-home care service today and how that can improve the quality of life for both you and your loved ones. But before we get back into our conversation, I want to mention this radio program is brought to you in part each week by the team at Minnesota Hospice. They are an independent, physician-owned medical practice serving local Minnesota communities for over 12 years with innovative and comprehensive end-of-life health care. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice at 952-898-1022 or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. And remember, folks, we get calls on this all week long. Hospice care is a choice. It's something that you, as a patient or as a loved one in helping a patient, can elect. And it's the best value in healthcare today. It's already been paid for. So all the care, including medications and equipment and all the visits by these amazing people called hospice practitioners, like social workers and chaplains and nurses and aides and medical directors, all these people come to your home, and it doesn't cost you anything. There's no copay, no deductible. It's the best value in healthcare, and so I encourage you, if you have any questions about that, is to call those people at Minnesota Hospice. They will do a great job of explaining what the amazing hospice benefit is. Remember, folks, in the olden days, hospice was a place you went to die. That is not the case anymore. Modern hospice is where people come to you to help you live the best you can for the last few weeks or months of your life. So don't let that go, because more than half the people in America currently die without the hospice benefit. It's a very sad situation. So please, if you have any questions, and no question is too ridiculous, we've heard it all before, folks, call 952-898-1022 and talk to people here that live in Minnesota who care about Minnesotans. And they want to make sure they get you the right information you need so that you can take advantage of that great Medicare benefit. All right. And also, this radio program is brought to you by the team at Genetic Health RX. Now, these folks, I got a lot of calls on this here last week for some reason. They specialize in providing DNA testing to ensure the medications you're taking or are planning to take are the right ones for your unique genetic profile. You know, folks, avoiding medications that your body cannot use properly may help to reduce these potential negative drug side effects. Now, the team at Genetic Health RX comes to your location, wherever you're at. They do a little cheek swab inside your mouth. They send that to a specialized lab, and that lab then determines which medications you genetically have the ability to actually metabolize. So this way it avoids any wrong medications that you may be taking, which could create side effects. As you know, you probably are aware of this, there's over 1 million incidents of adverse drug reactions in America each year. And this is one great way to help reduce that. And the sad thing is over 100,000 people die each year because of adverse drug reactions. So this is a free test. If you're on Medicare, this is a free test. So if you have any questions about getting this done, and everyone should get this done, call the folks at Genetic Health RX. Their number is 612-991-9930. Once again, 612-991-9930. They can answer all your questions, and again, they can come to your home and get that test done for you. And it really is a great benefit to you and your doctor. All right. Well, let's jump back into our conversations here. Marisarah, if people have questions that they want to ask you after the show, is there a number that they can give you a call at?
Yeah, they can either reach us at our website, which is www.billieschoice.com, Otherwise, you can call us at 952-653-1899, and we answer the phone 24/7. So give us a call if there's anything we can do to help you.
Fantastic. All right. So when people call you guys now and ask questions, what are generally some of the questions that they're asking? What are the needs that they're trying to have you guys fulfill for them?
Well, one of the biggest questions they ask is how many hours, what's kind of our minimum hours per week that we would come out and help. And we tend to like to do at least 3-hour shifts and a 6-hour per week minimum. So we could do 2 3-hour shifts per week. Okay.
And so what are people generally looking for help with, though?
It's anywhere from just simple help, incidental transportation, going, out in the community to doctor's appointments, helping get them up in the morning, get them ready before they need to go to an appointment. Definitely have had questions, can you come in and help get ready in the morning and then help getting ready for bed? And then we've also, people call and ask if we do 24/7 care.
Sure.
Can you take care of my loved one around the clock? And that's absolutely, we can. We've hired we have caregivers hired that can work all shifts and weekends.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the caregivers.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the questions that people ask us when they're looking for additional help, because we can come in as a hospice provider and provide certain levels of services, but we can't be there all the time. That's a different type of service, which is what you guys do. And so our programs are very compatible, and they work really well together. So when people call you and they're looking for help, is there questions that they have about the training that goes on with your staff, or are they insured? Do they have a background check done? Because as you know, we've had several shows on this. There's just so much fear in the elder community because they're scamming people all the time. I mean, it's really heartbreaking, all the scams that go on, and again, these people are vulnerable. And so what are the things that you guys do to help ensure that the quality of care that you guys offer
absolutely. Great question.
is covered?
So we personally, interview and hire everybody. I phone screen, then I personally interview them, then I assign them a bunch of training. I personally train them myself, but we're licensed, insured, and bonded. One of the biggest things that is important to Cody and I with our company is that we only hire staff that we would genuinely want to take care of our own family members. So one, if they don't show up for the interview, if we don't have a good sense for them, we won't hire them.
All right.
So.
Well, we're going to talk more about the in-home care services here. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Marisarah and Cody Larvick, co-owners of Billie's Choice, a local provider of in-home senior care services, and we're talking about the benefits of using their services to help improve the quality of your life. Get your questions ready, folks. We'll return right after the break. Please stay with us.
Considering replacing your vacuum? What do you do with the old one? Throw it in the garage? Worse yet, throw it in the garbage? How about trade it in and save? A1 Vacuum in Roseville has been around forever, and they take trade-ins. When you trade in your old vacuum, you save. So if it's time to replace that old clunker headed for the garage or landfill, bring it into A1 Vacuum in Roseville. You can find A1 Vacuum at a-1vacuum.com or call 651-222-6316.
There are so many times in life when it's important to have a plan. I'm attorney Rachel Schroman, and I can tell you from experience that so much pain can be prevented with an estate plan or an arrangement for long-term care costs. I work with families with many different dynamics and budgets, and my goal is always to give them peace of mind while helping them protect their legacy. Learn more about me at schromenlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
I'm Candy Brothel, publisher of the Twin Cities edition of Natural Awakenings magazine and host of Green Tea Conversations, a new show for people who are on a journey to take responsibility for their health and play a more active role in their family's well-being. Join me every Sunday at 10 a.m. as I interview local experts who share the latest in natural holistic approaches in a fun and informative way. So grab a cup of tea and join the conversation as we awaken to natural health. Visit us at naturaltwincities.com.
I'm Richard R.J. Eskow, and this week on the Zero Hour, we'll be discussing political corruption, Wall Street shenanigans, our corporate overlords, digital dystopia, and maybe throw in a surprise or two as well. All this and more on the Zero Hour every Sunday night from 9 until midnight on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Supporting the best local and independently owned restaurants in the Twin Cities has never been easier. You'll find an expansive list of local dining options at eatlocalminnesota.com, from classic American comfort food to authentic flavors from around the world. Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts. Stop in the wine bar and enjoy a unique pizza loaded with fresh vegetables and perfectly roasted meats. Over 30 wines by the glass, Cafe Latte highlights Washington State wines and is the perfect destination for date night or an evening with friends. 850 Grand Avenue, St. Paul. Victor's 1959 Cafe has been serving South Minneapolis traditional Cuban food for over 15 years. Victor's is open for breakfast and lunch daily and now accepts dinner reservations too. Stop in and try the Pollo Tropicale or the Sandwich Cubano, which was featured on Food Network. More at eatlocalminnesota.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Sam Turnberg. Today's going to be sunny with a high near 17, while tonight we'll see snow with a low around 14. Tomorrow there's snow with a high near 25. Monday mostly sunny with a high near 27. And Tuesday partly sunny with a high near 27.
Don't miss the Midwest's largest health and wellness show. It's the Healthy Life Expo this Saturday and Sunday at the Minneapolis Convention Center. See up to 200 exhibitors, free speakers, and more. The Healthy Life Expo this Saturday and Sunday at the Minneapolis Convention Center. See it all at expoguys.com. That's expoguys.com.
All right, folks, welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. This is a show where we talk about your health and your life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today in the main studio of AM 950 is Marisarah and Cody Larvick. They are the co-owners of Billie's Choice. That's a local provider of in-home senior care services, and we are talking about the benefits of using in-home care services to improve the quality of life for you and your loved ones. And we're going to talk more about that quality of life aspect here in this segment. We're already halfway through the show, folks, so if you have a question, again, you can call in for the live question on the air, or you can text us your questions. If you want to give Sam a call here in the studio and get your question on the air, call them at 946-6205, or if you want to text me directly your question, you can do that at 612-999-3426. Hey, folks, I get calls on this every week as well. People struggling with chronic health issues. It's a problem here in America. But here's the thing, folks. You regularly get your vision checked, you get your hearing checked, and annually you get your teeth checked, hopefully twice a year, right? Along with annual exams that you need to have done. But have you ever considered getting your brain checked out? Remember, your brain runs all of your body's systems, and if your brain is working well, your body will benefit. Find out how well your brain is working by making an appointment with Dr. Christine Stevie at the Sano Wellness Center. This group is located in Bloomington on 494 and Penn Avenue. Very easy to get to. Dr. Stevie has been providing these brain assessment services for over 17 years. And if you mention you've heard this on my radio show, she will give you a 50% discount on their brain assessment services. And I'll tell you, folks, if you've never had your brain checked to see how well it's working, you got to go over there and have that done. I've seen some results from people's work that they've done with Christine Stevie, and it's been phenomenal. If you have any questions about that, call her practice, call her clinic. Their phone number is 952-681-2916, 952-681-2916, or visit them online at sanowc.com. That's spelled SANOWC.com. Remember, when your brain is working right, your body responds. All right, Marisarah, hey, if people have questions for you after the show, what's the best number to get a hold of you?
Would be 952-653-1899.
All right, great. All right, well, I want to talk about this because we find that children are calling us. These are adult children, and they've got parents that are retired, and they're living at their home they've been in with for 30, 40, 50 years maybe. Maybe it was the home that they were born in, and the kids are getting concerned about, is mom and dad, are they eating well? Are they taking their medications? Is there someone that can check in on them? Because sometimes the children, they live out of state, and they can't get there. They can maybe get there maybe once or twice a year, or very, very limited access. And so they call and say, what can we do? And we say, well, have you checked into in-home care services? Not only can they do a great job of checking in, making sure that things are going well, and making sure the lawn's mowed or the driveway's plowed or whatever, but they can also give you a report then on the status. And so a lot of people just don't know that service is available. And of course, we'll talk a little bit about how that care is paid for. Because once people find out about that service is available, they say, well, does Medicare pay for that? And no, it generally does not pay for that. But we'll talk about that. But let's talk a little bit here in this segment about some of the signs and symptoms or indications that maybe in-home care may be appropriate. Are the parents forgetting to take medications, or are there maybe some they're forgetting to do certain things, or maybe the house is not getting picked up or cleaned up, or dishes are left undone. I mean, there's a whole range of services you guys can provide. Why don't we just talk through some of that and maybe some of the things that you've run across in your as a provider?
Yeah. So we kind of those signs that you look for is mom or dad, or let's say they're not answering the phone, or you go and check on them and the house kind of like hoarding type behaviors, or maybe they have a terrible stench that they just haven't showered all week, and you see tons of pill bottles and they may not be in the pills may not be in the correct containers. It just, things don't look good. Everything's expired in the refrigerator. You don't know the last time they ate. Those are all things that we see going out in the community, and how we can help. I personally go out for that initial assessment. Either you meet directly with the client or with the family member, or both, really whoever can be there. And we talk about all of those things. Are you able to do your own laundry? Are you able to vacuum your home? Are you able to make your own meals? And how about take a shower? Or do you need us to help set up your medications? Kind of all of those things. And then I kind of create a custom assessment or care plan that covers all of those things. And then when my caregivers go out that first day or two, I meet them out there and I stay with them most of the shift, and we go through it together because we're both learning, and I can still tailor and customize how the client and the family member want them to be taken care of. So I take a lot of pride in that, is that we have a very, very custom approach, and that working under my nursing license and the caregivers working under my license, it's really important to me that we are specializing and providing a unique care plan to each of our clients.
And so some of the benefits that occur because of that now is you've got somebody there who, as well as yourself, can look at maybe some safety or security concerns. The doors are properly being secured, and the windows are being secured, and
we offer like a home safety assessment. So we could come out. I could just simply come out and just go through the home and say, you need to get rid of these rugs, and this door isn't working. Let's get that fixed, and help make the home a little more mobile. Or maybe even, I know at my own grandma's house, who she still lives independently in an old farmhouse, we actually moved her bed down to the living room just to make it a one level living for her just for safety, so she doesn't have to go up and down those stairs. So it's maybe giving the family those recommendations that, maybe that's all you need of our services is just that recommendation, but we're willing to come out and help make sure your home is as safe as it can be.
Because one of the things we've heard is that the trip hazards are a big deal.
Very big deal.
We have cords going everywhere now, chargers for your phones and your tablets and your computers, and sometimes people just get so used to having that they forget that it's even there. And the problem is as we age, especially coming back from some type of surgery or we're in a transitional situation, they don't realize that can be a real bad situation. And it takes a third party to come out and look at it and say, stop for a minute.
Well, and I think the greatest fear of an aging adult is falling. I again think of my grandmother who lives alone. Granted, my parents are a mile down the road. But if she falls and if she doesn't have her cell phone in her pocket, I mean, it's a common thing in the ER. We see patients come in that have been laying on the floor for hours, maybe all day. And it's really rough and it's really hard to see.
Yeah, no, it's a dangerous situation, and as we all know in our elder care world, those falls really sometimes can precipitate a real change in direction.
Absolutely,
and it's not always a good situation. So, and also there's some other benefits besides that. When you have someone come into the home, there's a socialization benefit, especially when people are living alone, which is happening more and more frequently. Some of the things I've heard that are the most damaging for people over time is that the loneliness, isolation, and boredom, and that's what tends to kill people. Is the fact that there's just no socialization. So having somebody come into the home, again, it's your home, you're comfortable, this is your environment, versus taking you to, let's say, adult daycare, which is fine. That's great and wonderful socialization there. But again, as transportation issues, having someone coming in home really can be a nice
and
feature.
It's funny that you say that because I was just working with a client the other day, and we're kind of coming in as respite for his wife, just to help out. And I was driving him to his appointment, and I said, "Hey, how's it going? Like, are you enjoying having us come out and help you?" He's like, "Well, I don't know if I really need you, but I know you're really helping my wife. And, it's just really nice to have someone to talk to. I just really enjoy talking to you girls." And so right there, I mean, he does need our help. But we do sit and spend a lot of time just socializing with him, and that makes his day.
Yeah. 2 points that you mentioned here. One is that the socialization, especially that generation, a face-to-face, well, all generations, this whole social media thing kind of just disconnects people face to face.
No one talks anymore. It's just
right, and especially this generation, that's so much a part of their life and their lifestyle is a face to face. Getting together for cards or whatever they do, it's just really important. Which is why I think having people come in that feel comfortable talking to somebody a generation or two older, and that's why I think you do such a great job, from what I hear, in finding people that fit that role, that feel comfortable. Maybe they're a younger person, but they feel comfortable having conversations with one of our elders or an aging person. So that to me is again a big benefit to having somebody come into the home. Now, like you said before, you guys will come in and you'll do maybe help clean the house, help vacuum, do dishes if need be, prepare meals. So there's really, again, it's unlimited to what you can do. And in the last minute here, I want to just talk about briefly, and we'll talk about it in the next segment too, but there's a big difference between the types of in-home care services. There's 2 licenses out there. There's a basic license and a comprehensive license. Do you want to explain briefly what the difference of those 2 are?
Yeah, so the basic license is a little more restricted. So really you want to think of that as hands-off care. Our caregivers will not, if you go with an agency that has a basic license, they're really not going to put any hands on. They can assist, standby assistance while they're in the shower, things like that, but hands-off assistance. Comprehensive is you need to have a nursing, the agency has to be run under a nursing license, so that's where I come in. Our agency is comprehensive under my nursing license, but we can take care of clients that need full care, such as Hoyer lift, bed baths, really full cares, full-on assistance, all the way to the basic, just need, that companionship, standby assistance, homemaking, things like that. So we can really do everything, and that's what I think is so unique about us. And again, me as being the RN, I hold it really dear to me, and providing the care to the clients and building the relationships with the family. And I'm just a phone call away. I'm available all the time to talk to our clients and their families if needed.
Fantastic. All right. Well, it's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Marisarah and Cody Larvick, the co-owners of Billie's Choice, a local provider of in-home senior care services. And we are talking about the benefits of using in-home care services to improve the quality of life for you and your loved ones. We're going to get our last segment in here, so please, if you have a question for them, give us a call. And we'll be right back after a short break. Please stay with us.
You can't go through a day without hearing about healthcare reform. St. Paul Corner Drug is here to help you navigate the ever-changing healthcare landscape. We are your advocate in getting much-needed prescription medication covered under your insurance plan. Need to choose a different plan? There is no reason to feel like you are drowning in the system. St. Paul Corner Drug can make simple work out of finding you a plan that best suits your needs. You can rest assured at St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Hey, I guess we found a new name for our show.
Really? What's the new name?
Pilot's Progressive Party.
How did you ever come up with that?
Pilot's our name and progressive fun is our game.
Well, what's that about?
It's a 1-hour news show with progressive guests and information you normally don't hear on the radio.
Well, that's so exciting. I have a few ideas for guests myself.
I know they'll be progressive.
Wednesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. on AM 950.
The progressive voice of Minnesota.
If you or someone you know needs dental care but can't afford it, go to Chamblot Family Dentistry's 14th annual Dentistry from the Heart event on Wednesday, February 12th, beginning at 7 a.m. It's a day of free dentistry for those in need. All patients will be seen on a first-come, first-served basis. No appointment required. Dentistry from the Heart provides free limited dental care to those in need. This event is for new patients. Since 20% of adults know they have cavities but haven't had them filled, and over 100 million Americans lack dental insurance, this event meets a huge need in our community. Chamblot Family Dentistry has given away almost $400,000 in free dentistry through Dentistry from the Heart. Again, Dentistry from the Heart is Wednesday, February 12th, beginning at 7 a.m. at Chamblot Family Dentistry in Hopkins at 33 10th Avenue South and at their new St. Paul location, 400 Selby Avenue in the Blair Arcade Building. It's first come, first served, so arrive early.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable, and serving part-time can help you graduate debt-free. Do you want to stay close to friends and family? The Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving part-time in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want. Learn more by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Army National Guard, aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Charlie. Dad, do I really need to say this next line?
How are you going to pay for college again?
Okay. My dad is known as Mr. Minneapolis St. Paul Matt McNeil.
Not an official title.
The Toyota Sienna is the best vehicle for winter driving. Safe on roads and it warms up fast. The Sienna is what my parents feel safe letting me drive in during these Minnesota winters.
When it gets rough on the roads, I'm glad my son is driving the safest vehicle I've ever driven myself, the Toyota Sienna. Test drive one today at Rudy Luther Toyota, the southeast corner of 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
All right, folks, we are coming to you. We are coming back, and we are in our fourth segment here. And welcome back to the show. We are talking about in-home care services today, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. And my name is Ken Haglind, and joining me in studio today is Marisarah and Cody Larvick. They are the co-owners of Billie's Choice, a local provider of in-home care services for seniors. And we are talking about the benefits of using in-home care services to improve the quality of life for you and your loved ones. Now, the reason I say for you is that several children of parents that have the needs, the parents sometimes are very independent, and they don't think they need any help. And I was talking with Marisarah and Cody on the break here, and it's interesting how the parents don't think they need the services, but the children say absolutely you do. They do need it. So sometimes you have to have interesting conversations to try to get the parents to buy into that, and that's where sometimes trial and error or of a coming in at a smaller level of care, and then once they get a chance to learn about your services and learn about what's going on with how that can benefit them, it's a great relief for the children, because now they know there's somebody there, and somebody in a professional capacity is there in the home, not just a neighbor kid down the street. Let's talk about some of the examples that we have talked about off the air of people when they find that they have a need. Could you go through a couple of examples here, because our audience really enjoys hearing how you've helped solve real life problems?
Yeah. So, a couple clients that come to mind that we've cared for, and it's just showing kind of that broad range of clients, is we have cared for, clients that need Hoyer lifts or full-on assistance, recovering from a stroke and maybe have left side paralysis and issues eating, and so we come in either for 24/7 or a portion of the day to help the family member. And but to kind of talk about what you were talking about, the actual person doesn't always think that they need the help.
Right.
The family members, the clients kind of need to realize that they need to do it. They need to let the service come in so that you can provide relief to the families. That's the same situation of a client that we have right now. He didn't feel that he needed help, and he still doesn't feel that he needed help. But again, he realized for the sake of his wife and her sanity and her own health that he needed to just bite his tongue and let us come in. And again, now he enjoys us so much because we're providing him that companionship. And we sit and we listen to his stories and we laugh with him. And, it's just a joy. It's a joy to my day to go see him, and it's a joy for him. So, yeah.
So the nice thing, too, and many times we see this, that the family becomes a caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
So the spouse, whether it's the wife or the husband, almost loses their identity as a spouse, and they get this role of a caregiver, and both parties lose out.
Yeah.
The person being cared for, and then the caregiver, and that's why we're very, very committed on this show to help provide resources like what you guys do in the South Metro area of the Twin Cities, is to have them understand it's a slow process, but you do lose that identity.
Yeah.
And we've had children come to us and say, I'm not the daughter anymore. I'm the caregiver. And that's an exhausting thing. And here's a time in a person's life, let's say a parent's life, where you want to spend time as the daughter, as the son, as the spouse. And we see it. We come in and we'll see these little ladies that have been taking care of this big guy for 2-3 years, and the poor thing, she's just exhausted. And I'm thinking, if you only could have had Billie's Choice come in, even if it's only for 3 or 4 hours a couple times a week, for them to get a respite and go out, get their hair done, get some grocery shopping done or whatever, and resume that role, or even get out and socialize. Because what happens is they lose the socialization connection with their friends sometimes when an event happens or a transitional care unit happens. So
one of the questions when I just recently was talking to a potential client, and we were talking about things that needed to be done and how we can help, and I finally said to him, I said, you got to focus, you got to think about your quality of life too. I know your best interest is for your wife, but at the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. So whether it's having us come in to help or a long-term care, whatever that might be, the caretakers do really need to focus on their wellness and their well-being as well, because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to take care of you is you. So
right, and to partner with an organization like you guys, especially one like you guys, the owner-operators, which I always have such a great affection for, because it's just hard.
Yeah.
But you're so committed to helping solve those problems
Yep.
right away, and being a great community partner.
Yep.
That it really is important. We talk about self-care, and sometimes we forget that because you want to make sure that you're there for your family, the rest of your family, not just focusing 100% of the time on one person.
And we want you to be able to enjoy your quality of time with your mom or your dad
Right.
or your wife or your husband. We want the time that you're together to be quality time, because again, you never know when it's going to be your last day, versus having to, I got to go grocery shopping for mom. I've got to help mom take a bath. I've got to do this. I got to do that. It's just everything seems like work.
Yeah.
And that's where we can come in and we can ease that burden for you. And I hate saying it that your parent is a burden, because that's not what I mean. But again, I want your quality. I want you to have quality of time together.
And a lot of times too, you guys can help with tips and tricks
Yep.
for the caregiver, or the home caregiver, and seeing, oh, really, there's different ways to go about doing things that can help alleviate some of the stress at times.
Well,
for
even
things.
like we can come in and we can prep meals for a couple days, and so that you know that supper's ready, or the laundry's done for the week, or grocery shopping, you name it, we can help.
Okay, we got about 30 seconds left here. So what is the best way that people can get a hold of you for questions? I know you got a great website out there as well, but what's that phone number again? So if people have questions,
Yeah.
they can get a hold of you and ask those questions.
Yeah, our number is 952-653-1899. Again, 952-653-1899.
Fantastic. Well, we are nearing the end of the show, and I want to thank Marisarah and Cody Larvick, co-owners of Billie's Choice, a local provider of in-home senior care services. And we've been talking about the benefits of using in-home care services to improve the quality of life for you and your loved ones. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please feel free to contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation, or let us know of topics you'd like for us to discuss on future shows. You can reach us anytime, 24/7, by phone or text at 612-999-3426. Please join us again next Saturday at noon for another live broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. And until next time, folks, live well.